So this is a trail on my property that leads to a power line right away towards the back of my property. You can see the wires up there. They just did their annual 5-year pruning of the right-of-way, and so now it makes for a perfect situation to plant a food plot. I know it seems like it's getting a little late in the season, but I'm putting in a hay mixture, and you can do fall hay planting. I'm gonna plant about 200 feet. I'm gonna go up to that telephone pole right there, and I'm gonna go about as wide as I can. Coming along here. There's a little cutout right there. I think I'll probably put a deer stand in there. Here in this woodsy part, I go about 150, 200 feet past this clearing. So I have a nice spot here that I can plant. That's the tractor with a 6-foot tiller that weighs 850 pounds. So it puts a lot of force on the ground. Over here, where I parked the tractor, is where I'm going to stop or start my path. Here is a big ravine, and my property line is about halfway down this ravine, and it's a pretty steep ravine. So we are not going to do anything with that. We're going to leave it. I actually really like the ravine because nobody seems to want to cross it, so I don't have trespassing on my property from the one side. And as we kind of scan this way, this is the other edge where I'll be stopping my tillaging here. And you can see where my trail comes into effect. I have my spreader there. I just put down 6 40-pound bags of lime in this area. It's going to be approximately 200 feet by about 60 foot wide. And then I put down 2.5 bags of fertilizer, some 12-12-12, and 1 bag mixed in of 19-19-19. No one's ever done anything here, so the nutrient level is very low, and I've had this property now for about 6 years, so we will see what we can do here, but I expect good things. Folks, here's the final results of the last night's tillaging. I couldn't get the video last night because it was actually dark and I was running the lights to finish up the last couple passes. Ended up making about 7 passes, and if I was pretty accurate, the tiller's 6 foot wide, so it's more like 42 feet instead of 60 like I originally had suggested. As you can see, it's really nice and churned up here. Really nice and fluffy. I didn't want to go terribly deep, so hopefully I didn't, but we're going to plant this evening. We're expecting 80% chance of rain on Tuesday, and the temperature is definitely going to drop a little bit next week, so that should make it more conducive. We've been so dry lately, and we're expecting close to 80 today, so I think I'll plant this evening when it's a little cooler and the sun's not gleaming so hard, and we'll go from there. But I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And then after I plant it, I plan on going back over it with my tractor and a cultipacker that's basically the width in between my tires. So between that and my wide tires, I just want to pack it down just a little bit, not too hard, and that should help. And hopefully, you know, towards the end of next week or the following week, we start seeing crop coming up. All right, stay tuned for more info on this endeavor. Here we are again, back on the food plot. The sun is going down. It's 6 o'clock in Michigan, and we're sitting at about 76 degrees here along Lake Huron. I live only a mile off of Lake Huron, so I have a very loose, sandy soil here, and that makes for, you know, a lot of great growing. So we're gonna plant now. It's cool enough, and it feels good that hopefully it won't burn anything. And hopefully between the cooler temperatures next week and possibly some rain, we're gonna have a good experience here with some fall planting. I got my Scott cedar here. I have a couple different options for seed. This one here is by Domain. It's called Comeback Kid. You can see it has a mix of clovers and alfalfa, and I really like that. I did want to see some chicory, which was not in it, so I did add some chicory to the mix, and we're going to go from there. This should do a ½ acre according to the package, and adding a little bit of this just gives me some security that I'm not going to run out. And if necessary, I have some hot chick here, which is just clover and chicory mix that I could do around the perimeter. And if you look in my cedar here, you can see exactly what the seeds look like. The dark ones are the chicory. Anyways, we're going to get planting here, and hopefully I don't get too trigger happy and run out. After that, we're going to run back over it with the tractor and a small cultipacker on the back. I wish this cultipacker was the width of my tractor, but unfortunately it's not. It's something I borrowed from a friend. It does cover the width of my tires, and I have turf tires that are really wide. So I'm hoping that between this 45-inch cultipacker and my tires, that'll just pack it down a little bit. We don't want to get too aggressive with it, but we do want to make sure that they push in a little bit, partially to help the seed take good and get out of the sun, and partially, get out of the sun directly hitting it, and partially because there are birds and predators that will pick the seed out and eat it. So we don't want to lose this seed because it is, you know, a little bit of money and effort. Anyway, so stay tuned and we'll keep on the project. So here we are, just moving along. Just following my tracks. You can see where the tires are. Hard to see what the cultipacker's doing, but it is working. Going from the back here, you can see better. see I'm keeping my speed up. I don't see any reason for this part of it not to. Just trying to go over the ground quick here. Let's have a look at that progress. Oh, it looks good. So this will just help give it a nice light packing. Nothing too crazy. Very excited about this. The seed spread pretty good, but I would probably do it with a handheld spreader next time. It kind of went out a little fast with Scott's bump behind. The chute got clogged to where it would stay open farther than I wanted it to, so that created an issue. Alright, I'm going to click the loose and talk again.